So, I'm sorry in advance when you watch this video if it is filled with me being incoherent and pausing a lot and not having great word flow and a lot of deep thoughts, because I took a very strong gummy for pain. After that monsoon, I could barely get up. Like, seriously, it was bad. So I just took one, and then I had all these deep thoughts about the Drake Bell trial. So I thought I would talk about it. So knowing that the state I'm in, it's like I had a glass of wine. So just setting your expectations, folks. I'm setting your expectations. There might be a little fumbling on words. There might be a little my eyes looking like that. There might be a little ever so slightly slurring of words. Just feeling really, really relaxed. So I just wanted to insert this in the beginning of this little talk video. Let's talk Drake Bell. First of all, I am watching a channel that is basically, the name of it is This Is What Happened to Drake, from Drake and Josh. Ironically, at this point in watching this video, the narrator says that Drake, first of all, not only refused to call Caitlyn Jenner Kate, said he will always be Bruce, but also gave Justin Bieber a rather hard time about poor driving and such, when he himself had, I believe, 2 DUIs. And then I did watch the statement from the victim.
San Diego.
Oops. Let's see. No. He looks, I don't know, he looks old. She looks a lot like, what's her name from The Devil Wears Prada? Anne Hathaway. So, I'm just gonna stop this here, and I want to just say, I automatically believe the victim. A young girl is not going to go through all this, subject herself to all this, be brave, so brave about all of this. This is something like, you're opening, or you're walking into the devil's den. Do you want to go down that road? There's a lot of thought that goes into this type of situation, where you have to gather all the strength you can muster, and you have to be strong, and you have to mostly see the end. You have to be able to see the end of this accusation that she's accusing him of. So she has to be able to see the end result, meaning you have to have tenacity. You have to go through the whole thing. You know it's going to be a long haul, but you do it because you can't move on from it, and you want to save other people from it happening to them. And it's the only way that you can heal, to get some kind of justice for what happened to you. So it's a long, drawn out, emotional, mentally draining, and mentally scarring accusation to to put forth. And I highly doubt maybe the smallest of percentages have done it, but nobody would put themselves through all of this if it wasn't true. So I don't even have to watch this, but I did watch it to believe that he's guilty. Now, this brings me to my next thought, and that's about the Amber Alert. So I've thought about this recently because there have been several in my area. And as I've been driving home, the alarm goes off and I see, it tells you what the child was wearing, the person that took the child, a brief description. So here's my thoughts on that as well. I always get chills when I get the Amber Alert because chances are, one of the parents took the kids, either didn't give them back after visitation or was going to be dropping them off and then at the last minute didn't, or some kind of story like that. Or, it could be that they actually grab the kids from the birthday party and say, you're coming with me, or whatever. Lots of different scenarios. But basically, my feeling is that in most cases, the children know both mother and father, and one of the parents doesn't drop the kids home after they had visitation, or won't release the children to the other parent. And I always believe, well, here it's kind of weird. So, and don't hate me for this, it's just how I feel. When I hear that the children were with the father, taken by the father, he's this and that, I feel very badly for the mother and for the children. I feel like the father... This is just, first of all, this is how I feel. You have to remember my age. I'm 58, and the time I grew up in. And so I do have a little bit of an old-fashioned thought in my head that in most cases, the child is always better off with their mother if they could only pick one. When a father dies, at least the child has its mother. Not to say the father isn't just as important. If the mother dies, I feel like it's harder, but in some cases, fathers are better. I'm not saying that if a mother dies, it's always better, but in most cases, the family unit is best if at least you could have the mother. Now we're not saying about fathers. We're not saying about fathers that abuse the kids and that, or mothers that abuse the kids. If you watch this one, it'll tell you the story behind the Amber Alert. I think most of the time it is one of the parents. So here's what I was trying to say. You have to mind me a little bit. I just took a very strong edible gummy, so I think I'm making sense, but maybe not. So anyways, okay, so the Amber Alert system is for child abduction, and I would say most cases are abducted from somebody that they know, a parent mother or father. So when I see that it is the man that took the kids, I always believe the mother. And when I see that's just how I am. Like, I just feel, and if the mother takes the kids, see, so if they're looking for the father and kids, my heart is with the mother at home who had to make the call and who's worried. If it's with a mother and kids, my heart is still with the mother that she had to get away from a bad situation. I know in some cases I'm completely wrong. Again, I go back to my age, how I was brought up, and my my knowing what it takes to save your child, what it takes to get away, what it takes to try and hurt the other party when you have divorced, what it takes. You're like different people, so it's all like getting the children. I'm not talking about, I don't know what percentage it is for just random kidnappings, but I do believe in most cases it is one of the parents. And the parent, when I find out that the mother has done it, I feel like it's because she has to get away from a bad situation. And when I feel like the father has done it, I feel like he's punishing the mother, taking them away from their mother. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. Oh my God. I think I'm a little too high. But, okay, so my point again, back to the Drake and Josh, or the Drake, is that that girl did not just...
Between what he did and...
She did not just make this up for no reason. I believe every single thing she said. I believe every single thing she said. And she's still not old. She's 19. You know how hard it is to even use those words around strangers that you don't know. You don't want to and say those things that you probably at the time felt guilty and knew it was wrong, but did it anyways and didn't want people to know. I mean, it's you don't go through all of this for nothing. That's what I'm trying to say. What are your thoughts?